The healers told me she wouldn't survive the night. I asked them what happens when someone dies alone, afraid, surrounded by strangers.
My name is Commander Vex Thorne, and I don't believe in losing battles. But I was losing this one. Captain Lyris'Vel lay on the medical bed, her body shutting down from a wound no human medicine could heal. The alien blade had pierced something in her physiology that our scanners couldn't identify. The ship's healers had tried everything. Alien medicine, human intervention, combinations of both. Nothing worked. She had 6 hours left. Maybe 8 if we got lucky. I'd known her for 3 years. We'd fought 17 battles together. She'd saved my life twice. And now she was dying, and I couldn't do a single thing to stop it. The medical team was clearing out. There was nothing more to do. Captain Rodriguez, our chief medic, put a hand on my shoulder as she passed. "Commander, I'm sorry. We did everything we..." "Go," I said quietly. "All of you. Give us privacy." She hesitated. "Protocol says." "I don't care about protocol," I said. "She's dying. The least she deserves is not dying surrounded by people pretending they know how to save her." The bay emptied. I pulled a chair up to her bed. Lyris'Vel's eyes opened slowly. Pale violet eyes that had once been sharp and commanding now looked fragile. She tried to speak, but it cost her everything. "Don't," I said, leaning close. "Just listen." She was afraid. I could see it in the tremor of her hand, in the way her breathing came too fast. Death isn't respectful to anyone, no matter what species they are. "I'm going to tell you something," I said, "and I need you to hear me." She waited. 3 years ago, when we first met, you said humans were too emotional to be effective soldiers. You said we got in our own way. That our feelings made us weak. Pause. You were right about a lot of things. But you were wrong about that. Her eyes found mine. "Humans aren't weak because we feel," I continued. "We're strong because we feel. Because we care about the people fighting beside us. Because losing someone matters so deeply that we'll move mountains to save them." I took her hand carefully, aware of the medical sensors. "I'm not going to sit here and pretend the healers were right," I said. "I'm not going to lie and say everything will be fine. We both know better than that." I squeezed her hand gently. "But I'm going to sit here with you. And you're not going to be alone. Not for a single second. That's what humans do. We show up. We stay. Even when it doesn't fix anything." She closed her eyes. A tear escaped down her cheek. "I'm afraid," she whispered. The words cost her. Lyris'Vel had never admitted fear. In 3 years, she'd never shown vulnerability. Fear was weakness in her culture. Weakness was death. "I know," I said. "I'm afraid too." "Of what?" she asked. "Of a universe that doesn't have you in it," I said simply. The hours passed slowly. Talk. Not about the war or strategy or any of the things that defined our working relationship. We talked about her childhood on a planet with purple skies. About the first time she'd led troops. About a dream she'd had of leaving the military and studying ancient history. "That's what I wanted," she said, her voice getting weaker. "Before the war. I wanted to be a scholar." "Then that's what you will be," I said. "I'm dying, Vex." "Your body's dying," I corrected. "But you're going to live in every person you've saved. Every battle we won because you were there. Every time I make a decision, I'm going to ask myself what you would do." She managed a weak smile. "That's terrible. I have bad instincts." I laughed. I couldn't help it. "You absolutely don't." Around hour 5, her vital signs started deteriorating faster. The medical team paged me. I told them to stand by but not to intervene. This was her body making its choice. And I wouldn't let her die surrounded by machines and desperate attempts to reverse the inevitable. Her breathing slowed. "I don't want to go," she whispered. "I know," I said. "Will you?" She struggled for words. "Will you tell them? Tell them I wasn't afraid. Tell them a human held my hand, and it made it easier." "I will," I promised. "That's good," she said. "That might change things. Humans and my people. Knowing that we can. That it matters. Being there. Even when we can't fix anything. Her eyes were closing now. I leaned in close and did something that violated every military protocol, every cultural boundary, every rule I'd ever followed. I kissed her forehead. Thank you, I whispered. For everything you were. Everything you taught me. Thank you for letting me sit here with you. She took a final breath. And then she was gone. The funeral happened 3 days later. Lyris'Vel's people came aboard the ship. Her commanding officer, her family, the warriors who'd served under her. I thought they'd blame humans. Blame me for not saving her. Blame the incompetence of alien medicine mixed with human desperation. Instead, when I told them about those final hours, about how she'd spent her last moments not in fear but in connection, in conversation, in the presence of someone who refused to leave, something changed in their eyes. The commanding officer, a towering purple-skinned warrior named Kesral, approached me after the ceremony. You stayed, he said simply. Yes, I said. Our healers would have left, he said. They would have deemed it a waste of time. To sit with the dying serves no tactical purpose. No, I agreed. It doesn't. But you understand something we're only beginning to learn, he continued. That presence matters. That bearing witness matters. That one person's courage to stay changes the nature of death itself. He placed a hand on my chest. You honored her by staying. In my culture, this means you're bound to her memory. We will not forget that a human sat with our captain in her final hours. I realized then that Lyris'Vel's death wasn't a loss. It was a bridge. A connection between two species built on something far stronger than weapons or strategy. Built on the simple revolutionary act of refusing to let someone die alone.